Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is the, I don't even know what we're going to call this thing yet. The Nosebleed check-in, weekly check-in with Nosebleed and how the fuck it's going. I don't know. What should we call this? I don't know. I don't know. But, I got a little hair up my ass about ways that I can, you know, reach out to the audience, widespread audience. I don't even know half the fucking people that are read Nosebleed. To people that are, shout out to you. Thank you so much for your continued support, your continued waiting. I know you've been waiting. I've been only able to do one a year, but no, I did two the first year. I did 2023, Nosebleed 1 and 2 came out, and then 2024, number 3 came out, and now we're in 2025. We're about halfway through the year. And it's just it's coming slow. You'll find out why if you keep listening to this. But basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a thing where I record my progress, basically at the end of each week, just to kind of keep myself accountable. Since a couple things happened back in 2024 or no 5, yeah, Jesus Christ. Artblog, the longtime home of Nosebleed, went under. They had to cease operations because it was getting tiring for sweet Roberta. Shout out to Roberta Fallon. Rest in peace. She was literally funding this whole thing out of her pocket, which I didn't know. I thought for some odd reason they had funding from somewhere, but she was literally funding this entire website blog like out of her pocket, like paying everybody. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know how the frick she was able to do this, but she eventually was just like, I'm getting too old for this. Like, this is, and it's not really making any money, and it's kind of just losing money at this point because there's a blog, you know what I mean? It's like an old blog basically. But they stopped, and then Reptile House Comics was also kind of like, hey, we're gonna like cease operations after we put out these last couple books. So I kind of got hit with this thing of like, and it's taken me a long time to realize that like I need a lot of outside pressure to get any comic related work done. Basically what that means is like I need a deadline that's not just arbitrary, not just like someone saying, hey man, get this done. Like, it needs to be like, hey, like, get this done, and then there's got to be money on the line, because I was getting paid to do pages for Artblog, and then I also had the deadline of working with Nick at Reptile House. They're like, hey, like, this is when we'd like to put the book out, can you have it done by then? So it was just like a nice set of deadlines that I had that all kind of got they all went away kind of all at once, and I was able to finish Nosebleed 3 in that time, but it was very tough. And now I'm at Nosebleed 4, and I've got about 7 pages done. I've also been going through some health issues that have slowed it down significantly, but yeah. I kind of had a breakthrough this week, and I'll talk about it right now. So I was able to fully pencil and ink 2 pages. Pretty good. It's nothing you might say, or I might say. Someone's probably thinking that, but fuck them, you know, and fuck you if it's you. But 2 pages is all I can do right now, and honestly, it's better than nothing. Somewhere along the way of making comics, there was this notion that one should be able to do a page a day, but what they don't tell you about that is that it really means the person needs to pencil a page a day, or ink a page a day, or letter a page a day, or color a page a day, right? This was back, that kind of thing was invented back when every part of the comic book making process was separated, and you were hired to do that part of the job. So you were either a penciler or an inker, or a colorist or a letterer. Rarely did you do both of those things, 2 of those things, or all of them. And why? Want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because it's fucking hard. Especially on a monthly deadline. Like, some would say it's almost impossible. Now it's relatively the norm, but it wasn't always that way. If you can pencil and ink a page Monday through Friday, you are superhuman in my book. You are a freak of nature, and you're probably not leading a very social life. Which may be fine for you, but I've never been able to do that shit. I unfortunately need to socialize. I need to get outside. I hate people, and I hate the outside world. It usually makes me want to rip my guts out and jump rope with them, but when I don't do those things, I'm an absolute nightmare of a person to be around. So now I have been known in the past to be a very fast artist, and I've never missed a deadline, and when under the gun and on a deadline, I will destroy myself to get things done. This was fine in my 20s and early 30s, but not something I can do in my late 30s. So since battling tendinitis, I've had to scale back my production to something that is more manageable and self-guided. It's easy to bang out a page a day or close to it when an editor has a hard deadline, but when it's just me, it's easy to fuck off for whatever reason. I end up overthinking things, I end up skipping a day, and then I try to make up for it. So kind of going back and forth through just like trying to figure it all out. I kind of just basically, especially with also my hand healing, I basically was like, okay, let's just scale this whole operation back to just doing half a page a day, Monday through Friday. And so for the last 2 weeks, I've been able to do that. That means pencils and inks on the same day. Not sure if people would find it interesting, but I'm a serial overthinker. And I used to pencil a page and let it sit and then ink it like the next day or like maybe even like a day after that. I don't know why I did that. I was just being really precious with something that doesn't need to be that precious. And now I'm kind of in the mode of think less and trust more. I've been making comics for about 10 years now, and I know what a bad page is by now, and I know what makes a page readable. I haven't mastered every page being a knockout, but I'll get there someday. So this week, it was pages 6 and 7. Pretty cool and weird stuff happening. This is a new scene that takes place in Nosebleeds, basically is like purgatory. But I call it the middle. The last time we were here in the middle, I did the pages in pencil and charcoal. And though it was cool to separate, reality from basically purgatory in kind of comic book form, I did not like how the results turned out. I like that I tried something different, but this time around I stuck kind of with what works, which is just inks. My inks, man. I just was like, we'll just make it black. We'll use a lot of ink for it this time around. So far I'm digging it. The reader might go, hey, what the fuck? Wasn't this place like pencil-y last time we were here? But I don't care. I think it just looks better. I also had to invent people passing through a universe and into the great beyond. On these sets of pages, and that was really challenging because space is kind of hard to render in just black and white. I looked up vortexes and black holes and just kind of went for it, and the results are surprisingly good. I showed it to some people in my group chat, and like everything that I think is good, it gets like a middling applause, but or like when you think you've really nailed something and then you show it to people and people are just kind of like, yeah, looks cool. They're not like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I'm kind of, that's kind of basically what happened. And I'm probably overthinking it too. But I'm trying to get better at just being like, look, that's a big moment for you. Just enjoy it. Like, just be like, okay, like, I did that. I did that whole thing out of my head that wasn't there before. And regardless if people aren't like, throwing up because it looks so cool, like it still looks cool and it still got done. So I need to I'm trying to get better at validating myself and not needing the validation from other people. So I was able to knock out those 2 pages by Thursday, and by Friday my hand was pretty sore. I was originally going to use Friday as a day to thumbnail pages 8, 9, and 10, but instead I went on a very long walk with my pal through Central Park. We went to the Central Park Zoo, saw some seals. Felt bad that they were being held captive, although one of them seemed to dig it. He posed for a lot of pictures, and people were going nuts, and it was really cool to see. Yeah, it's like, holy shit, there's a seal right in the middle of Central Park. All right. We did a bunch of laps, just like kind of like walking around I don't even know what part of this was, like near 59th Street, so it was kind of like near like the ritzy part. We got these tiny brioche sandwiches from this fancy coffee shop near 59th. I don't know what it was called. I forget what it was called, so I'm sorry. But yeah, it was actually a really good sandwich. Really good sandwich and a late ass coffee. I got this coffee at like I got an iced coffee at like 3 in the afternoon. It was such a stupid idea, but I don't know. I still managed to end up going to sleep at like a decent time that night too. Anyway, we got some mango flavored. We got some ice pops, and I ended up getting like a mango flavored one. My buddy got coconut, which is astounding because I think coconut's gross. And yeah, we watched 2 kids. What else did we do in the park? We watched some kids trying to fish with Cheerios. They were surrounded by like a ton of turtles and geese. And it was weird because we were both like, should we stop this? Because they were just like kind of throwing Cheerios into like the little pond where you can get on those like swan boats. And it seemed like I don't think Cheerios are, I guess, terrible for like animals, but it just seemed like, I don't know, it just seemed weird. But nobody else was like, angry at it, and we weren't about to like become Karens and tell these kids to stop. After that, dipped out, went home, then hung out with my girl in Queens, where we got some amazing Thai food at this place that I forget. It's like a Hobby Shan or something weird. I forget the name. It's something weird. But anyway, yeah, that was like my week basically. So what worked this week drawing wise? Let's talk about that. I got some 4B lead, and I got this fat ass mechanical pencil from Blick. The 4B lead is great. It's very light ink, like it's very light lead and like very easy to erase. You can kind of go pretty hard with it. I guess it's soft. I guess it's like a softer lead. So yeah, I don't know, but try it out. If you're like me and you have a very heavy penciling hand, definitely try out some 4B lead. So I got that, and that was very nice. What else did I do? I got a new drawing tablet as well, because I'm tired of drawing on my iPad. My iPad's very small, and I mostly got it just as like a tester, just to see like if I could draw digitally. And I can draw digitally. I hate drawing digitally. And I think I mostly hate drawing digitally because of the iPad's like surface. Like the surface on the iPad is so slick, right? Like, and I use Bristol board when I'm inking, but yeah, it just took me years to kind of be like pinpoint what I don't like about this process of trying to do anything on the iPad. Like, I originally got the iPad to basically like I'll pencil everything on my iPad and then print it out because I have a really nice printer on Bristol board, and I'll just ink, you know what I mean? Like I'll just ink, because I never really liked penciling. I never really enjoyed the process of penciling. But yeah, it just ended up just not working out. I do like that Procreate. The thing that I do like about digital, working digitally, is that you can take an idea. It's a lot easier to kind of like take an idea like a sketch that's like tiny and really work the shit out of it. Basically, like, because sometimes what will happen is like I'll do these small like thumbnail drawings, and I'll be like, oh, that's the one. And so then I'll start trying to make like a bigger version of it. And it's like, it's always like when you make this bigger version of it, you either completely lose the sauce that made it work really small, or you just find out later that like, oh, I should have worked this a little bit more because this idea is just really not working once you start throwing like details and stuff on top of it. But yeah, so I got this, it's called the XP Pen 15.6 Pro V2. I like it so far. The drawing surface is nice. It's about 15 inches wide. Probably by, was it a ruler? I got a ruler right here. Let's see how wide this thing is. Okay, so it's like 15 inches wide by 10 inches, I don't know, vertically? I don't know. It's nice. It's nice. I'm getting used to drawing in Photoshop again, but I really like drawing on the surface of this thing. The only thing that I'm kind of battling right now is that I do feel like I have to press very hard to get to kind of build up the line, and I specifically got this thing to kind of be a little bit easier on my wrist, and I feel like I need to figure that out very quickly, because I just noticed like by the time I'm done, I'm trying to do like 30 minutes a day drawing digitally, and I noticed by the end of it I'm like, ooh, my wrist kind of hurts, like my wrist is hurting now as opposed to like my forearm. So I'm like, all right, Jesus Christ. So yeah, what else happened this week that was really good? Oh yeah, I also let go. I practiced just like letting go. I'm not my heroes. I'm not Trad Moore. I'm not Daniel Warren Johnson. I'm definitely not Alain Dodier. And but I can show up and knock out a page. You know, I can show up and knock out a page, and that's kind of like the thing that works best for me. Like, I think in the past, the thing that's kind of like hemmed me up is just like, I'll do a page or I'll be in the process of making a page and I'm just like, damn, dude, this sucks. Like, it does not look like, you know, all the people that I basically just mentioned, you know, and then I would just get bummed out and, you know, sad and just be like, oh, this is fucking pointless. Why am I doing this? And I just kind of had to realize, like, I'm not those guys, you know. I'm friends with those guys, which is crazy, and those guys like my work. So it's like, but I'm not them. I'm not them, and I don't need to compare myself to them, because it's not making me a better artist. It's just making me hate my own art, and it's making me hate creating art. By there's two sides of that coin, right? Where it's like, it's good to be hard on yourself, but when you're being so hard on yourself to the point where you're like dreading drawing, or you're dreading like the thing that you're trying to do and get better at, it's kind of like you've gone too far, you know. So I kind of practiced that this week, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't like a thing that I was really trying to do. Like, nobody told me to do that. I just remember, because I'm trying to pencil and ink in the same day, it was just like I got to this point in page 7 where I really just was like, oh, I was just really overthinking. It was really taking a really long time. And I just was like, look, man, like, ink this shit. Just ink it. Just ink it. Just finish the shit. Just finish it, because it's like, you need to just finish the shit, because it's like you can spend all the time in the world and on the planet trying to get this shit done, but we live in a society now where, like, motherfuckers, like, I don't know how everybody else is, but I can barely watch a movie at home without jumping on my phone or without doing 50 other things at once, right? So I'm kind of like, either I try to make artwork that's gonna compete with a shrinking attention span like that I'm trying to make my artwork so amazing that, like, it just grabs your attention. But I'm also just like, I like drawing, but I don't like drawing that much. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to get in and get out and try to do some other shit. 'Cause I don't really like being home like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. So, yeah, it was just a really nice moment of just, like, pencil it, ink it, and, you know what I end up finding too is just, like, the times where I just kind of make myself, I just go, stop thinking and just do it. I have more ink than I know what to do with. I have whiteout pens. I have everything I need to fix a mistake. So I'm just kind of like, just go for it. Just try it out, see what happens. And if you don't like it, white it out and try it again. And luckily, like, I didn't have to actually, like, white out too much on those two panels that I was kind of really struggling with. And I actually ended up getting, like, a really cool result. So yeah, you know, try to just remind myself not to overthink, and yeah, just, you know, just get in and get out, you know, because I don't really have the time anymore to really, like, noodle, especially with my health issues. So yeah, now it's just about getting this shit done, and hopefully being able to finish Nosebleed 4 by the end of the year, so that I can stay on mark with you know, getting one Nosebleed book done a year, and this will be the last one. So yeah, that's it for week 1. I've started making a new website that just is going to totally house nothing but Nosebleed on it. It's like an old school kind of WordPress webcomic. So look out for that. I'm probably going to post that with this, where you can go and read Nosebleed. I'll be updating that every week. It's just a couple pages every week. And yeah, that's really about it. So yeah, hopefully you listen to this. Hopefully you dig it. Hopefully this will help you stop overthinking if you're one of those people that overthinks. All right, I'll see you next week.